Season 2, Electromagnetic Waves, Physics in Necrotic World, Episode 25, Visible Light. Welcome, strangers. So, different wavelengths lead to different light responses. A blindingly obvious danger of visible light is blindness. It's emitted at over 500 degrees Celsius when an electron drops an energy level. Don't shine a light in someone in a zombie apocalypse. I'm not sure if it's ethical to blind an enemy, unless if it's a zombie. A blind zombie might be more accustomed to lack of sight, so might have a ridiculously heightened sense of smell. That would be a real shame, so maybe don't risk it. A good old crossbow to the head, like in one of those video games, would be the best. You know, actually, one of those video games did inspire me to start this podcast, because I was like, you know, shooting zombies are great and all in an arcade, but there's more to it, right? I mean, I love physics, and I think I should be able to explore more. Even if I need to follow the GCSE spec, I can still talk, right? It's worth it, I think. And a zombie apocalypse scenario is actually very interesting. So yeah. Violet light has the shortest wavelength of about 400 nanometers, give or take. A way to accelerate a charged particle is by directing fast-speeding turbo electrons towards a target. Actually, no, that's more useful with X-rays. Just because stuff isn't moving around in space or something, or countable or measurable, does not mean it's not in existence. Nothing travels faster than light. Very true. Nothing literally travels faster than light. But possibility is instantaneous, automatically the fastest. Faster than light speed, because particles are not text messaging each other in any way whatsoever. Connections do not have to travel through space somewhere to exist. A ghost very much could exist, it's just I haven't met one, or maybe I don't know what I'm looking for. The same way I could just wander around and bump into a ghost and not notice, because, I reckon it's just a hallucination. Points are connected by possibility, not any kind of physical wiring. There's no puppeteer in the background just analysing your every move. At least I don't think so. Different paths can coexist in the same possibility field. Who knows? Maybe I could meet a ghost someday. See, like, perception selects paths to follow. They select the path to the available possibilities that could exist. It rewrites the system to find the rules of the new node or nodes, me and yous. Reality is about possibilities connecting faster than thoughts, than light connecting faster than light. There's no speed limit when it comes to this. No physical thing is connecting faster than light. Light speed is 3 times 10 to the power 8 meters per second. Possibility is the other frame. Red has the longest wavelength of 700 nanometers. Perhaps nothing is a thing that travels the fastest, because nothing is not nothing at all. Space isn't a void, a vacuum isn't absence. No, it's a field of possibilities. You can call the field ether or space-time or cosmological constant or whatever you wanted to call it. But it's still way more capable than we can even start to think about. It's the structural relations between the nodes that truly matter. The light range that we can see with our naked eyes can be used for photography and the endoscopes to help detect medical emergencies, as in issues in the digestive tract, and the fiber optics that can help you communicate to your distant relatives that are on the other side of the country or whatever, via the device that you're using to listen to the podcast. Neat, right? Yay, light! Negatively charged ions orbit around the nucleus of the atom. These are called electrons. They get excited often. This time, they are very sad electrons. So they drop an energy level. They're not excited. They're very sad electrons. You just kind of like have that drop of an energy level. And with this drop of an energy level, they emit this thing called visible light. Everything you can see is because electrons get sad and drop an energy level. How lovely, you know? You know, sometimes I wonder, how do people not have an existential crisis on some level? I mean, surely you have to understand how the world works. I don't mean the world works. I mean, what am I even saying? I'm saying, you know what? Let's just get back to the physics, right? What is the point of this podcast? Actually, that's a good question. I love how I'm monologuing to myself. Like, I'm just saying my thoughts out loud without actually thinking. Yeah. Because the world exists, right? It spins in the axis 24 hours a day, 365 days a week. A week? A year? See, my brain isn't even thinking sometimes. Should I get back to the physics? Would that make sense? Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, this is why I'm basing this on my GCSE spec. Otherwise, it would go off a real tangent, and you probably don't want to hear the tangent. Let me just hang on. So the vacuum is an absence. No, it's a field of possibilities. Sorry. The light range we can see with our naked eyes can be used for photography and the endoscopes to help detect medical emergencies, as in issues in the digestive tract, and the fiber optics that can help you communicate with your relatives via the device that you're using to listen to this podcast, which is neat, right? So yay, light. Negatively charged ions orbit around the nucleus of an atom. These are called electrons. They get excited often. This time they are sad electrons. With the downward drop in energy level, a wave of visible light is released into its surroundings. How lovely a birth of a wave, you know? How lovely it is. When they get excited and bump off an energy level, the random electromagnetic wave in question gets absorbed. See you next time at Physics in the Necrotic World. This is your host, Rimona Christian, R out.